everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm back doing a wrap and chat. I have been sat down wrapping up some of P's Christmas Eve, no not Christmas Eve, book advent books, and I know a lot of you requested me to do like a wrap and chat style video, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. I've still got quite a big pile to go. You're gonna have to, I'm not gonna do this for too long because obviously I'm pregnant. Sat on the floor wrapping up presents with a really bad back is not ideal because obviously I'm hunched over doing things and I've got a really sore shoulder right now. I've actually got physio booked for the next couple of weeks, so I'm gonna sit down. I have taken to YouTube to ask for some questions. So I'm just going to sit down and chat and wrap as I go. I didn't know how to do this whole wrap and chat situ. I was going to go do it at the table, but then I thought I won't be too comfy. I'm not comfy anyway. And I always just sit on the floor in my sitting room and wrap. So you're not actually going to see the presents being wrapped. I'll do a couple of time lapses of me like wrapping presents. I've got dead leg already, but let's get into the video. I've been watching a programme that was on ages ago on the BBC. Just bloody run out of wrapping paper. I recorded it ages ago. It's called Years and Years. You have to let me know if you've watched it. It's so good. Really clever. Really well done. Hang on, I'm just trying to figure out the ratio of these books. Okay, if I cut that down the middle, and then I should be able to wrap up a couple of books. It's really good. It's basically, I thought it was a comedy, but it's basically about you follow this family as it goes through the years. It starts in I want to say it's 2018 or 19, and I'm currently up to year 2028. And you see like how there's protests and climate change and how everything has shifted and like all the technology and things. Really recommend it. It took me like an episode or two to get into it, but now I'm in, I'm hooked. So that's what I've been watching this afternoon. My P is currently at my mum's today and for the night, which makes a change. It'll be the second time she would have stayed over there. So yeah, just sort of having a nice chilled afternoon on my own, and then once I finished filming this video I am going to take my bra off. I think that's why I'm really struggling at the moment with back pain, is because obviously my bras are so heavy duty, like my straps are really thick, this pink one here, and just the weight, I can feel it. Neil, I had to get Neil to massage my back last night, and as soon as he put like his palm or his fingers on my shoulder blade, he was like, that is full of knots. And because it's in a place where I can't physically touch it, I tried to massage it out with my scissors earlier. I literally can't get to it, so I'm literally just struggling in pain. I obviously can't strap a hot water bottle to my back. I've got a freeze spray, but I can't get to the point. Actually, I might be able to. I can't rub deep heat, like it's just on a patch where I can't get to. So at least with the lower back I can do it myself, but shoulder pain is just horrible, like really horrible. So that's me and my pains. I really hope that this physio is going to help. They tried to book me in to do a class session, so they're obviously like doing cuts and stuff and doing less one-on-ones, but I wasn't available. They only do the classes on Wednesdays and they don't advise to bring children, so it sort of worked in my favour that I do actually see a physio one-on-one. So fingers crossed they can help me and point me in the right direction. So that's one book done. I'm doing them in piles, so because I've got, here is my selection of Julia Donaldson's, and then I've got some miscellaneous and then Mr. Men. I'm going to do them in piles and then because I don't want her to say like get 3 Julia Donaldsons in one go, so I'm going to do like Julia Donaldson, a random one, a Mr. Men, a Julia Donaldson. So I haven't sorted out the order yet. Oh god, I'm so uncomfortable. So I feel like I should take to my questions. One of the main things, actually, it was a video recommendation that I had that I haven't done, just simply because I don't feel like it would really benefit, or people would really benefit from it. Hang on, I've got to pull up my stuff and pull down the top. And that is spending and like budgeting and how I afford Christmas and stuff. I was going to do a video on it, but then I just thought it's completely pointless because I'm not very good with money, and I'm just savvy. That's all it is. It's not me budgeting or anything like that. It's just me being a little bit savvy and forward thinking when it comes to events. So not just Christmas, but birthdays and like school, friends, presents and all of that stuff. I am the type of person that thinks about Christmas all year round because I have to stagger the cost. If it got to December and I hadn't done any Christmas shopping, I physically couldn't, or we physically couldn't afford to do Christmas. It's just crazy when you actually think about it. So the way I shop for Christmas, and like tips and stuff I guess I have, is just to always be on the lookout for good deals. So like I said, I'm always thinking about Christmas. I always buy presents within the sales. I don't remember the last time I bought something full price unless it wasn't from like Poundland or a supermarket in a good deal or Home Bargains or something like that. I always buy something in the sale or at like a cheap shop. And I never gift vouchers. I have friends and stuff that gift their mums and dads like garden vouchers or like a meal voucher. I just can't afford that. Like, you're talking 30 quid for a meal. I can't afford that. Whereas you can make a nice little gift box or like a little hamper or like a little pamper sesh box for a family member for less, or about £10. So that's how I do it. I go to the sales. So the priority sales that I go to are Next, obviously. And a lot of you ask me when the next sales are. The dates change, but the months are the same. So you have the mid-season in March, you have the summer sale in July. The mid-seasons, they open at 6 AM and the summer open at 5. Then you have a mid-season in September, you have a Boxing Day sale. I've never been to the Boxing Day on opening, and I think it is 6. I don't think they open at 5. I know they used to open at 5. But I'm not too sure now, so don't hold your breath. And Next have also started doing a Black Friday sale, which it's never fantastic, but it's always worth going. A lot of it, to be fair, is like end of line summer stuff. But if you need to get a couple of gifts, like I'm always able to get a few bits within that sale. So I recommend going to that one. What other sales do I go to? Only Next. Then you've got the Say No's toy sale that you all know about after watching my vlogs and stuff. That is on the 3rd Wednesday of October. Tesco's half price sale, or up to half price, that's always on like the week before, so within October as well. And then I just look around just general supermarkets and stuff and get really good deals. I do buy a lot of presents on Boxing Day for other people. And another way that I'm able to do it is just being selfless. Like, I never, if you watch my hauls and stuff, you'll see that I never really buy myself anything because I don't need it. Like, if I need something then I'll buy it, but I don't, like, people go crazy for themselves in the sales, and I get excited finding a bargain that will save me money in the long run, if that makes sense. So I just shop in sales, put things away in my little present box. A lot of you also ask like how I store things. I literally just have an ottoman. It was in my attic. It was in the conservatory. I've now put it in the attic, just through the fluctuation of like temperatures and stuff. Sometimes, like some of my books here, they've gone, they're fine, but they've like bent from where it's been too cold or too hot and things like that. But it is what it is. So my present stash is now up in the attic. And I just sort of add to it and buy things. The thing that I buy is things that can work for everyone. So I'll buy like a bath set, like a female bath set that can work for my mum, my auntie, my grandma, my stepmum. So that I can divvy it out that way. Candles, they can go to anyone. I guess it's quite impersonal, but I try and make it, what I do, I make the effort, like finding out like their favourite chocolate or their favourite scent and things like that. So even though they are impersonal gifts, you make them personal, if you know what I mean. And like just getting P to like write a nice little card, colour in a card, goes a long way. And I know things like that go a long way for me as well. I'm quite lucky. I'm not lucky, but in the respect that I have a very small family. So the people that I buy for is my mum, my auntie, my grandma, my dad and stepmum, but they're sort of joint, and P, so, and Neil, 7. So I buy for 7 people, whereas Neil's side's a lot bigger, so he has 6. Obviously I do through marriage, but his side, there's 6 nieces and nephews. He's got 2 brothers. He's got his mum and his stepdad, he's got his dad. Like, it's a bigger family, it's a bigger expense. So what we do is that I buy for my family, Neil buys for his, because I feel like that's fair. I don't know if that's weird or not. And I find all the deals and stuff. I say, Neil, can you order this for like your nephew because it's gone half price or whatever, and he's like, yeah, that's fine. So that's how we sort of do that side of things. I'm trying to think of other ways that we've sort of saved money. We stopped buying, or Neil stopped doing gifting to his brother-in-laws. No, not his brother-in-laws, his brothers. Just because it was silly. We were giving food vouchers for Wagamamas to receive one back for Nando's. And it was just, we were just doing it for the sake of it. So what we ended up doing was saying, tell you what, let's not buy for the adults anymore for Christmas, apart from mums and dads. Like, it's silly. Let's just do an extra £5 per child, so the children get more, because we don't need it. We don't go out for meals and stuff anyway. So I think it's all about sacrifice, being a little bit savvy, thinking ahead. I know sometimes it does take all the fun out of like Christmas shopping in December, but I would rather I do it all online anyway, to be honest, if I don't go into store. Amazon do great deals. Yeah, so I don't really know where I went with that question. I just sort of rambled. But I just think Christmas just gets so over the top, especially obviously having children and stuff. Like, it's just crazy. So I just try and stagger it as I can and just get little bits. I think I just gift things that I like to receive. I love little bits, like you'll see in my hauls and stuff. Like, I am so happy with a bubble bath and a book or a box of chocolates. Like, I'm not all about like the fanciest perfume or designer things. Like, I'm not, that's just not me, and I'm lucky that that's not my family either. I just really enjoy Christmas, although this year the wrapping, I'm not gonna lie, my back feels like it's on fire. Right, how many more have I got to go? Oh, I've got so many more to go. This is why I start doing this in October, because I have P's birthday in November. That's a load of presents. And then I wrap up all of the presents. Neil doesn't get involved when it comes to wrapping. He would use, I'm out. Fucking gift wrap. Hang on a second. Oh god, Jesus Christ. Neil would use tin foil if it was down to him, and he does that with some of my presents sometimes. So I like to start early. even though I don't feel festive, I feel quite smug getting all of this stuff done before December. And obviously in December as well, I do Vlogmas, which takes up so much of my spare time. So getting it done now. Come on. Let me get in there. There we go. This wrapping paper is from home, but oh my god, my battery's flashing. Do I have to stand up again? Yes. I'll stand up when it dies and go for a wee at the same time. This gift wrap is from, I'll tell you what, I'll show you a book. It's from Home Bargains. 59p or 2 for £1. I quite like it. I think it's quite cute. I've got it in red as well. I've got this like a good couple of years ago now. Right. Just changed the camera, so, or the battery, so I might be skew-if. Right, questions. Let's have a little look. I'm just going to answer them in order. What do you guys do on Christmas Eve? This has been sort of like a new thing since we've had P. Honestly, before Christmas Eve, I probably just worked. But since being a mum, it's changed because obviously I don't work in the week. Actually, when does Christmas Eve fall this year? Because I need to see when I'll be doing my cleaning because I work at weekends. Oh, that's fine. So I'll clean on the 20th and the 21st. And then on the 28th. That's fine. Yeah, so I used to work full-time or part-time. So I would be working with either in retail or within my office job. A new thing since being a mum is going round one of his brothers. I don't even know why it happened. It just suddenly like took place that we would go over to one of Neil's brothers every Christmas Eve. Like I said, there are 7 cousins, so 7 children, soon to be 8. Is that right? Yeah, obviously pregnant, soon to be 8 between the brothers. So we just all got together. I think it must have been when P was 13 months. Yeah, it was when she'd just turned 1. And then from then on, every Christmas Eve we always get together, which is really nice. So the adults sit downstairs and like some people drink. It depends on the time. Sometimes we go in the afternoon, sometimes we go like mid to late afternoon, so like 4 or 5 in the evening. And we just have like a little catch up. We do a gift exchange, have some like nibbles and stuff, stay there for a couple of hours. The children get to play together and then we just go home. But that's like what we do with family. I fit in and see my family as and when they're about. Like I've said, I don't have a big family, so mine are pretty easy to like just see. And my family aren't very, what's the word? Like some families have to see their family Christmas Day or Boxing Day or Christmas Eve, whereas my family just fit in and they're pretty chilled and they're like, oh, we'll do whatever works. Which is quite nice that you don't have that pressure of like having to see people, because that's one thing that I don't like. I know Christmas is all about family, but we are also a family as us. So Christmas Eve we'll just get up. We now do Elf on the Shelf, so sorting things out from tinsel, because then P receives her Christmas Eve basket. I say do baking, but realistically we don't. We do the Christmas baking come January. And yeah, just watch a bit of telly, get a bit stressed about life and have we got enough and are we all set for the meal? Last minute dash to the shops, because you know you need that extra bread and milk, even though you definitely don't, because the shops are only shut for a day or two. And then just spend time with Neil's family, and then in the evening we come home. And to be honest, it just goes really quickly. I remember as a child I used to absolutely love Christmas Eve. It was better than Christmas Day, because the excitement of, oh, Father Christmas is coming, and putting out the mince pie and just getting ready and like having a bath and a hair wash ready for Christmas. It's just a big faff, isn't it, Christmas? I do love it, obviously. But I love the run up to Christmas, aka October through to December, more than I actually enjoy December. But hey ho. And then we just come home, chill out, watch a TV film like The Snowman or something, and then get P ready for bed. So it's quite a nice chilled one actually. It's never too much, it's never too intense. Just sort of go with the flow. Actually sort of coincides with what I've just answered. Do you ever go to your parents or Neil's parents for Christmas? No. We both come from separated families. So we have in the past done like a Christmas with my mum. We've done a Christmas with Neil's mum, like we'll host and they'll come to us sort of thing. But as we've got older and we've obviously got our own family now, we just like it just me and or just us as a unit. Sometimes we'll have visitors, so from Neil's side of the family will come, and maybe my mum will come at different times throughout the day, but predominantly, I think my dad came over last year actually in the evening. What book is this? This is the random one. Right, I'm getting there. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more books to wrap. 1, 2. Okay, I've had a question that I don't really understand. Do you let P open all of her presents, brackets, take them out of boxes, or do you spread them out over time? I don't quite know what that means. When it comes to our Christmas day, we do stockings first thing in the morning, because Father Christmas brings the stockings. I don't really understand how Christmas actually works. Because when you think about it, for us, you go to bed and nothing's out, and then you wake up in the morning and your stocking's full, and the stocking's full from Father Christmas. But he also brings all of the gifts that go underneath the tree. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Because why has Father Christmas brought gifts from my mum? Like, when you actually sit down and think about it, that's not logical, and I don't know how to make that make sense, because that's the magic of Christmas, coming down, well, going downstairs or going into your front room and seeing all the presents underneath the tree that weren't there the night before. It's not something I've ever questioned before until I reached the age of 26. So what we do is we let P open the stockings and we open our own, because I still have a stocking at the age of 26, as does Neil at the age of 30. And we do stockings and she can play with whatever is within the stocking. We have breakfast. We tend to have, I have chocolate croissants. Sometimes I'm partial to 2 breakfasts. So I'll have chocolate croissants and maybe a bacon sandwich, or bacon and toast, because why not? It's Christmas. We'll sort of tidy up the house, get ourselves ready, and then we will sit down and open some presents around the tree, normally from like friends, or like not ones from like us to P, or like to each other. We sort of open up everyone else apart from them, and P can play with whatever she gets, if like it's not too difficult. I don't know what too difficult means, but like if it requires, I don't know, say she gets like a big Playmobil set and it requires us sitting down and helping her do that. We don't do that before lunch, because obviously we've got to get lunch done. So she'll play with whatever she can. What did she play with last year? I think last year while we were cooking our lunch she was playing with her walkie-talkies or something, I can't remember. We'll have lunch and then clear up from lunch, and then we finish opening up the rest of our presents. So we make it last like the whole day. And again, that's just followed me through from childhood. Like, we've always sort of staggered Christmas as opposed to opening each present. Like, you've got your pile and you open it all and then it's done within an hour. Like, we don't do that. We sort of like to make it last, because it is only one time of the year, and once it's done, and it's just a bit of shit. So we like to make it last. I just love gifting presents, but I don't make her. I think the question meant, like, do we save some gifts for her to open between Christmas and New Year? And no, we don't. Okay, so another question about budgeting. Do you set a budget for each person? So I've sort of answered this. So nieces and nephews, they're £15 each, so it still works out quite a lot of money when you've got 6 to pay for. How much does that work out at? £90. Jesus. Is that £90? I think it is. God, that's a lot of money. See, this is why I staggered the cost. £90. 15 per child, 30, 60, 90. Oh, that's so much money. And then for like my mum, there's not really a budget, but I would say I never spend more than like £15 if I'm being perfectly honest. Same with my auntie, same with my dad, and my grandma, probably £10. But it's not like a specific, like, I spent £15 and 20p, so you can't have that. Like, it's not like that. It's just like a rough figure. But same with Neil's parents, like, it's like £10 to £15. We try and do it as low cost as we can. And then P, there's not really a budget at the moment. I think there will be, obviously, when the second one comes and the second one gets older. Like, I know a lot of people do maybe like a £50 budget per child, which is still a lot of money, but in the grand scheme of things, I've probably spent that already. Plus a stocking. There it is. So, I feel like this is a really weird Q&A. Like, I'm just sat here preoccupied wrapping, but you can't see what I'm doing. So, don't blame me for that. I'm just doing what was requested. I can't imagine shopping for 2 children at the moment, because all I've ever done is shop for P. So it's like, if I see something in the shop and I think, oh my god, she'll love that, and there's 3 of them, I'll buy like the 2 or the 3. I'll be like, she'll really like these 2, we'll leave that one on the shelf, or I'll get all 3 if it's cheap. Whereas now I'm gonna have to think, let's pick the favourite and then get another something for the other child. Like, it's just, I don't know the gender yet, by the way, when I'm filming this. So it's gonna be really weird to shop for 2 children. I just still can't get my head around it. So yeah, I don't know when to implement the budget. You'll have to leave me a comment, let me know what your budget is for your children and how you do it. Question is, do you budget when it comes to presents and food shop? So I've answered about the presents. Food shop, not really. I think we're not, because it's just us, we aren't massive eaters anyway. Like, we don't buy a turkey because it's just us, and I prefer chicken. We are very, very basic. Yeah, so we just get chicken, like a chicken in a bag sort of thing. I think everyone has like a normal roast dinner anyway, but I'm not, but Neil and P are quite fussy, and they both prefer chicken, so that's fine. It's saving up. I don't even know how much a turkey is. Honestly, I couldn't tell you. Maybe like are they like £15? I don't know. It's a lot of money, and we would literally only eat the breast meat. We do anyway, only eat the breast meat. Just the thought of having like a leg on a plate just makes me feel ill. So we save money that way, so I just get like a chicken. The vegetables are really cheap, like from Aldi, aren't they like 20p a thing at Christmas time? And then I just stagger out buying the snacks and the chocolates from like now up until Christmas. But again, because it's just us, I don't need to buy boxes upon boxes upon boxes. I don't need to spend £25 on different types of chocolate. I just get a couple of bags and put them in a tin that I've already got, like a festive tin, and that's it. I make a cake. I think our food shop, it never comes to more than like £45, and that's expensive for us, and that's still like a weekly shop. That's not just a dedicated food shop. We're not drinkers, so I think that's where we save a lot of money. I know a lot of people, obviously it's Christmas, they go out and they drink champagne or white wine or red wine or whatever you drink, ciders, beers. We don't drink. We are really boring. But I obviously can't drink because I'm pregnant, but also I haven't chosen to drink since before I fell pregnant, or since I fell pregnant with Pete. No, before I fell pregnant. So 5.5 years, I think, was the last time I had alcohol. And I've never been one that enjoys alcohol. I drink, or used to drink to get drunk. Like, I don't enjoy, like, I don't understand these people on Instagram like, oh, I need a glass of wine. I just literally can't relate. I'd rather have a cup of tea and a mince pie as opposed to drinking alcohol. And I don't understand people that drink alcohol with their meals. Like, I'm so glad that I've married Neil, because we're exactly the same type of person. Like, why would you want an alcoholic drink with your food? Like, I'd rather just have a cold Coke. So I think that's where we obviously save a lot of money as well. I mean, I might push the boat out and buy myself branded Lilt instead of Aldi Tropical Twist or whatever it's called. But that is as far as we go. Sometimes I am partial to a Schlur, but again, it's not, it's like £1. It's not a lot of money. Favorite Christmas movie? That is a tricky one. Here's for me, Christmas films go into categories. So you have like your adult Christmas films, and then you have your kids' Christmas films, and then you have ones from your childhood. So for me, my adult Christmas favourites are Love Actually. I never know what my favourite is out of Love Actually or The Holiday. I think it's Love Actually, just because I think it's really cleverly filmed, and I love how like they're all intertwined within each other. If you actually Google the Love Actually, like, I want to call it a family tree, but like you'll see how everyone knows each other. It's really, really clever. I do love Love Actually. I love the soundtrack. I love Alan Rickman. Even though his character was an arsehole, I just love Alan Rickman. R.I.P. Colin Firth. It's just got all the good ones. Hugh Grant, like, it's such a good film. So I love that one. But I do think that The Holiday feels more festive. I do love The Holiday with Cameron Diaz and Jude Law and Jack Black. I do think that Love Actually tops that one for me though. I can't think of any other like grown up Christmas films. How sad is that? I think they're like the top ones for me from the adult category. And then you've got like the kids section, which is where all the fun ones are at. So you've got all the Home Alones, you've got Nativities, Arthur Christmas, Polar Express. What else have we got on there? Miracle on 34th Street. I'm trying to think what else. I can't think. My favourite children's Christmas film is probably I can't. I think my top, it has to be Nativity 1. I fucking love that film. I watch it all year round. I love Mr. Poppy. He's absolute comedy gold. I love how Mr. Madden doesn't like Christmas. I love the kids. Didn't like number 2 as much with David Tennant. I felt like that really dragged. But number 1 is good. And I've watched number 3 a couple of times. I'm actually going to get that for P's Christmas stocking. No, Christmas Eve basket this year. Yeah, I just love Mr. Poppy. He's so funny. And the kids and the singing. I love Nativity. I love Arthur Christmas. Arthur Christmas is a belter of a film. I remember watching that for the first time when we lived in the flat, so it must have been 2012? Maybe 2013. Where were we in 2013? Either way, 12 or 13, we were in the flat, and I remember watching it in bed one Sunday morning, and I remember watching it being like, if I was a child and I watched this as a child, still believing this is how Father Christmas does it. Like, obviously, he has a magic spaceship and all the elves come out of the holes and they all work in teams to deliver the presents. Like, that's how they do it. Like, it's so clever. And it's not even just, like, the dynamic of it all. I just love, like, the detailing of it, of how the brother has... Is it a Christmas tree beard, and like the army print is like Christmas trees. It's like the detailing is just great. I really love Arthur Christmas. It's just a really happy, feel-good film. It does sometimes drag in the middle when they're on the boat in the sea. Nah, but it's a cracking film. I absolutely love that one. Home Alone 1, again, is festive. Really enjoy that. I only watched Home Alone number 2, I want to say twice, so I can't really say it's a fave, but I know it's really festive because it takes place in New York. As Miracle and 34th Street, I've only seen that a couple of times and really enjoyed that. I love the Polar Express. I do really like that. Although an issue I have with it that I found whilst being an adult is that the main boy doesn't have a name. I think he's just called, like, on the credits, he's called like Hero Boy, and I don't like that. I feel like the poor thing needs a name. How have I not mentioned Elf? The Grinch. What other ones haven't I mentioned? Jingle All the Way. Jack Frost. See, I just don't really rate those ones. I am going to be controversial. I really don't like Elf. It's not my type of humour. I know it's a classic for a lot of people. I don't rate it. I would quite happily not watch it each year. Same with The Grinch. Don't like it, don't get it, think it's weird, don't find it funny. Just not a massive fan. Jingle All the Way, like I said, don't really like it, don't rate it. I watched The Christmas Chronicles on Netflix last year. Thought it was okay. Sort of lost me a little bit. It was alright. So I wonder what Christmas films they're going to bring out this year on Netflix. I did watch, it was yesterday actually, I watched The Christmas Prince. It's rubbish. And then other classic Christmas films that I like, that remind me of my childhood, are, I've actually just wrapped one up, this Father Christmas. So by Raymond Briggs, so you've got Snowman, Snowman and the Snow Dog, and Father Christmas. I love Father Christmas, I think, the most. It's that Father Christmas, and when he is obviously on his holidays, when he's not working, being Father Christmas, he goes and travels, and I just really enjoy it. It just reminds me of my childhood, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Snowman and the Snow Dog's nice. They're just all really nice, lovely, like, little TV films that I really love. And Oh, what other ones was I going to say? Do you know one thing that I'm really excited for? Actually, you know, one adult Christmas film that's not a film, but I classify it as a film, because I only ever watch it at Christmas time, is Gavin and Stacey's Christmas special, and that's coming on this year, and I cannot fucking wait for Gavin and Stacey's Christmas special. It hasn't been on telly for such a long time, and Gavin and Stacey is just so iconic, and I can't believe they're bringing it back, and I just can't. It makes me emotional just thinking about it, because I love it so much. I remember watching the first one, I think it was 2008. It was before I went to the States, and I was sat on MSN and I was talking to my friends about it. That's how long ago that was. And now I'm going to watch it being pregnant. I cannot. I'm so excited for Gavin and Stacey's Christmas special. Leave me a comment below and let me know. Sorry, I've been asking you to leave comments throughout this whole video, but leave me a comment and let me know what your favourite Christmas film is, or one that you think I should watch that I haven't said. There's probably some that I've watched that you'll comment down below and say, but yeah, I can't think of any right now. I feel like I've just given you a whole list of Christmas films that I enjoy to watch. But top 3, actually, you know, one that makes me feel quite festive, even though it's not festive at all, Bridget Jones. The original one. I do love Bridget Jones at Christmas time. I would say my top 3, I'm going to go with The Holiday, Love Actually, and Nativity. Yeah, those ones. They're my faves. So I have now finished wrapping up 23 books. So this is my Julia Donaldson pile. This is my miscellaneous pile. And this is my Mr. Men pile. That has taken me about an hour and a half, which isn't too bad. Although my back's not saying the same thing. The way that I am now going to number these, I'm not going to film it. I'm literally just going to write on the back book number 1 and then just like stack them up and things like that. I really hope you enjoyed this wrap and chat Q&A style video. I've never done one before, so I'm sorry if it was rubbish, but you all requested it, so hence why I did it. Really hope you enjoyed it. Sorry if I waffled on for too long. Answer all my questions down in the comments below and I'll try and get back to each and every one of you. I really hope you enjoyed today's video and I will see you all in my next one. Bye!